Hello everyone, my name is Father Time, or Vermilion2083, and I am the owner of the MCApocalypse server, and I'm standing here with my nephew's account today to show you some new features that we've added into a custom plugin that we run for our server. That plugin name is Shopkeeper. So it's recently gone under some pretty heavy modifications, and I just wanted to show everyone some of the new features as it may be confusing to try to figure them out on your own. So I'm going to get started by setting up a shop sign that sells wool. Now the shop signs are a little bit counterintuitive when you're setting them up, but the reason why is because the wording on them is from the perspective of when the player punches them to use them. So even though I want to sell an item, I'm actually going to enter in shop buy. And then I'm going to start off with the example wool. I want to sell those for $10 a unit, but I want to sell them 2 at a time. So let's set it at $20 for 2. Now notice when I hit done, it automatically formats the sign. It adds in the word quantity, price, and it changes the coloring of the sign. Also, you'll notice in chat that it told me you have created a shop sign. Make sure to configure the inventory. So every person in this plugin has a thing called a clipboard associated with them. And one thing that the clipboard can store is the shop sign that you've just configured. Another is the inventory that you wish to link to it. So when you first set the sign up, it automatically sets the shop sign as the shop sign on the clipboard, and it puts you in hunting for inventory mode. The next chest that you punch will be set as the inventory. So I can walk over to this chest here, which I wish to use, and punch it, and you'll notice it says in chat, you have selected an inventory. However, now I need to commit these two objects to each other to make an active shop. So I do that by typing in shop commit. And now this shop sign is active. You'll notice we've put a new blocker in there that won't allow me as the owner to buy from my shop. It just informs me that it's properly configured. This is why I have my nephew's account here to assist us. So I'm going to switch to his account. And from here, we'll be able to see that when I punch the sign, I've purchased 2 wool. So now what we can do is the inverse of that same process. We can put down a sign and type in shop, sell. This time let's sell cobblestone. We're going to, the shop signs that have the word sell on them, again, it's counterintuitive, they're actually purchasing back from the player. So when the player punches this shop sign, if they have cobblestone in their inventory, it'll remove it from the player's inventory and put it in the shop's inventory. So we're going to finish this and type in, we're going to buy them, let's do the same price of $10 per, but we want to buy them 5 at a time. So we'll type in 50, and we'll buy 5 at a time. When we hit done, it's over the maximum price. That's a feature that we'll go over later. So we're going to do shop, sell, cobblestone. We'll buy them at $10 per, and notice now that the shop sign is set up, it asks us to look for the inventory once more. We'll click this inventory, and now they're both on our clipboard, so again, we need to do shop commit. And now we have an actively linked shop. So when I punch the sign, it'll tell me your shop is properly configured. If we switch over to the other player's account, we'll notice that when I walk up to the sign, I have cobblestone on my person. I have 64. So when I punch the sign, it's going to take away one of my cobblestone and give me $100. Or excuse me, $10. So that's the opposite of these two signs. And you'll notice that in this inventory chest, I can't access it because I'm inside a protected dominion, which is another one of our plugins. However, on the owner's account, you'll notice it's provided me the cobblestone that he's selling. So now the next thing I'd like to show you is that these signs can be edited now. And the way we can do that is by typing in either shop, edit item, price, or quantity. Also, each has a shortcut of I, P, and Q. So let's say we want to change these signs so that this sign is selling cobblestone and this sign is buying wool. What we will do is shop, edit, item, wool. And notice it says, please touch the sign you wish to update. So I want to change this one to wool. So when I punch it, you'll notice it immediately changes. And this shop sign is now buying wool, which we can demonstrate. So you'll see I have 2 extra wool on me. When I punch the sign, I've gone down by 1. Now, what we can also do, however, is if we don't know the name of the item, we can simply type in shop, edit, item, hand. And whatever item we're holding in our hand, it'll look up and automatically change the sign to. Now, the next exciting feature that I'm happy to announce is that we managed to make it so that any enchanted item can be sold through the shop system. So what we can do is grab one of these items, and notice we already have some different enchantments pre-made. We have a knockback 1 of looting 2 and a knockback 1 of fire aspect 2. So if we grab one of these diamond swords, what we can do is shop, ID hand, and that'll tell us exactly what information we need to know of how to sell the item. It tells us we are holding a diamond sword, knockback 1 and looting 2, and that can be sold using this code. If you notice, that code is a compound of what the name of the item is. So D stands for diamond, SW is sword, KN is knockback, 1 is the level, LO is looting, and 2 is the level. So this is a diamond sword of knockback 1 and looting 2. So what we can do is put down a sign, shop, buy, because we want to sell the sword to the players. And we're going to put in diamond sword of knockback. And I should point something out here, actually. The signs will allow you to format them in any way you want. They get rid of all special characters and spaces. So if we wanted to break this up to be more readable by the player, we could put colons in between these codes. So it's a diamond sword of knockback 1 and looting 2. And let's sell this for, let's do 2,000. And we can only sell swords 1 at a time, because they're non-stackable. So when we hit done, notice the sign now says, just like any other, shop, buy, and it's been formatted properly. It's also asking us to punch an inventory. So if we click in inventory and commit it, that shop sign is now capable of selling this sword. So if we put that sword in the inventory here, notice how both of these have knockback, but only one has looting. So when we switch to the other account and try to purchase this, we'll be able to purchase the single sword, because it is a knockback 1 of looting 2, just like the sign says. But when we try to purchase another, it's out of stock, because the other sword does not meet the terms. However, if we wanted to change that sign to be able to sell that other sword, just like with the other items, we can grab this sword out of the inventory, hold it in our hand, and type in shop, ID hand, which tells us the information about the sword. But then rather than manually typing that code in, we can do shop, edit, item, hand. And when we punch the sign, it will automatically change it to the proper enchantment. So we can now put this sword back in the chest and switch to the other account. And you'll see that when I purchase from the sign, I can now purchase the other enchanted sword. However, there was only the one, so it will only let me purchase the one. Also, another thing that these shop signs can do is sell potions. So I'm going to show you that as well real quick. Excuse that, I forgot to generate some for you. So then now what we're going to do is create a new shop sign. And every potion has the same type of unique naming convention. So what we're going to do is, for now, let's set it up as wool. We'll sell these potions at 200 each, and we can only sell them one at a time. However, I do want to show you a feature of these signs, or of this sign. So for now, we're going to set these for 2 at a time. Again, it wants us to set an inventory, so we're going to link it to this inventory and do shop commit. So when we hold this potion in our hand, notice it's a splash potion of healing 2. So to get its code for how to sell it, we can do shop ID hand. And it'll tell us, just like the others, we sell it using POT HEALTS. That stands for POT, potion, heal, HEAL, T is throwable, and S is strong, which is the level 2. So again, if we want to, rather than manually entering that in, we can do shop, edit, item, hand, and punch the sign, and now that sign becomes available to sell potions. However, notice it also at the same time automatically updated the quantity for us, because potions are not stackable, so it automatically changes the sign to sell the proper quantity. So now, if we switch to the other account, you'll notice that I can buy these potions. So another thing that we should note is the ability to set these shop signs up without the inventory immediately available. So if I wanted to set another shop sign up, however, I didn't want that sign to be right here with me, or excuse me, its inventory to be right here with me, I can do shop, sell, and we'll do cobblestone. We'll do 50 each. That's outside of its base price, so I should go over that real quick. Every item, if you hold it in your hand, has a base price. ID hand. And you'll notice for this one, it's $10. No item can be sold over 200% of its base price to keep the economy balanced, and the base price is determined off of the player's selling. So for this item, the maximum I could sell it for is $20 a unit. So if I put up the sign and do shop, sell, or excuse me, buy, and wool, I want to buy 10 of them at a time, and the maximum I can sell them for is $20 a piece. So that would be $200. So that sign is acceptable. Now, however, I don't want to use this inventory right here because I feel it's vulnerable. So I can punch the ground to get rid of the selection mode and travel to where I want the inventory to actually be. For demonstration's sake, it's only around the corner, but for most people, it would be inside a vault or another safe location. So now that I've got to the inventory that I wish to use, I can type in shop, set, I, or inventory, and notice it says please select a chest. When I punch the chest, it now has put that item, or excuse me, that inventory onto my clipboard. And again, remember from earlier, because we've set this sign up most recently, it is already on our clipboard. So all we need to do is do shop, commit, and now those two items are linked together. Now we have one shop sign that is linked to that inventory over there, and 4 that are linked to this inventory here. There are some administration commands that shop owners should know. The first is shop count. That shows you exactly how many shops you have actively running. Every player is limited to a certain amount of shops, depending on their donor status. Another important command to know is that shops are designed to be destroyable. This is the PvP server. So if a shop is destroyed, notice it'll automatically say you've destroyed a shop owned by Vermilion2083. However, if for some reason a shop were to become destroyed and not properly be removed from your shops, you can simply type in the command shop purge, and that will remove any shops that are stuck in memory. Also, another thing that we should point out is if some reason the chest should be destroyed that is linked to a shop, it doesn't actually destroy the shop. The system's designed to be dynamic and made for PvP, so all you need to do is simply put the chest back into the location it belongs, and place the items that you wish to sell back into the inventory, and the shops will once again function properly. So this is a brief demonstration of how to use Shopkeeper. I hope you've all enjoyed and have learned a few new features that have been implemented into the system. Enjoy!